Kuhn, beautiful move, bodies up for contact, still scores past Tiffany King. Tiffany King trying to find some offense, but West Central struggling in the early going. Tiffany King right there with the 2 in the post, but Shannon Foley and Q&D very, very strong offensively. Miss Foley, the unsung hero of this team, kind of the modified skyhook, if you will, kissing it high off the glass for the deuce. Great defensive play right here by Ashlyn Jacko and West Central, but the highlights for the Cougars were few and far between tonight. Scoop shot right here for Miss Jordan Frericks as Q&D takes care of business and wins the Carrollton tournament for the umpteenth million year in a row. 60-32 is your final. We mentioned Vengeance. Illini West last loss came to the hands of Sherrard. Zach Keen's team. Remember that today when the rematch was Sherrard, and they were merciless. Carter Weir's spinorama. She was good for 23 points today. Sherrard, though, early on at least looked like they were going to hang Megan Kistner with the pump fake and the bucket. She gets it to fall like it was her own gym. But the rest of this day belonged to Illini West. Carter Weir, she's unstoppable. You let her get that deep on offense, you're not going to stop her. Then it's Lauren Gronwald doing her thing from the top of the key. Little crane arm at the end of that for emphasis. More from Ms. Gronwald, this time working the baseline. She's going to attack wing right and get the bucket to fall. Boy, Illini West looked good today. Zach Keen's team, highly motivated, highly amped, and we can't wait to see them in the rematch with Havana coming up next week in the Superfan. Today, vengeance was theirs. Illini West gets the big win today by the final count of 76-62 over a very good Sherrard team. On the boys' side tonight, the Keokuk Chiefs played host to the #1 ranked team in all of Iowa small school basketball. Perennial powerhouse Iowa Mennonite, which has just 2 seniors on the roster this year. They're going to be good forever. Could the Chiefs take care of business tonight? Jeff Dahl's team got down early in the first quarter, trying to come back in this one behind the abyss Dimitri Galbraith, who's going to come up on the other end of this defensive exchange and end up scoring a bucket his team desperately needed because they were in field goal purgatory at that point. I told you Iowa Mennonite is good. Check out the sophomore Chance Miller. This kid can flat fly. These guys have looked good in the Superfan shootout in a couple of years, Joseph. Nice bucket for him right there. Still, Keokuk fighting hard to get its bearings back. This is Kevin Jennings, who had a monster night tonight. 3-point play for him, and that kind of ignited Kevin for the rest of the night. He would carry his team at times. More on that in a second. But first, we got to show you Jackson Bradshaw from the outside, knocking down the triple to spot his team to a 15-point lead at the half. In fact, IMS led by as many as 19 over Keokuk. Keokuk in the second half, though, comes back strong. Starts with Dallas Jobe at the end of the first half with kind of a signature bucket, and then more from Jobe right here, the little mid-range jumper. Actually, I think that's a 3 he knocked down. And all of a sudden, Keokuk, which was down by as many as 19, got right back into this game. As I mentioned earlier, it was the Kevin Jennings show. His brother's outstanding athletes. He's going to be one as well the next couple of years. Mr. Jennings in full bloom tonight. Great transition bucket for the big center. He'd do most of his work off the blocks, getting great seal over and over again against much bigger IMS defenders. He went absolutely nuts in the third quarter, and thanks to Kevin Jennings' 20 points, all of a sudden Keokuk was back to within 6, as Mr. Jennings had probably the game of his early career tonight. However, IMS got a great run in the fourth quarter to silence the comeback attempt. Again, it was Chance Miller doing the deed, and Keokuk loses to IMS tonight by the final count in this one of 52-42. How about West Hancock and Unity going at it tonight? As Max Schlicker trying to bring the Titans back after that heart-wrenching loss at Quincy Notre Dame last night, a game in which the Titans led by as many as 11 points early. Paxton Harmon was the show in the first quarter. In fact, he scored his team's first 12 points for West Hancock in this game. But the first quarter in this one didn't belong to the Titans. It would belong, boy, I've heard of plainclothes officers, plainclothes cheerleaders? That's a new one, but the Titan fans had something to cheer about early until things went awry, and they would go awry in a big way. Reed Bensinger, who had a 3/4 court shot last night, we'll show you on Sensational 7, great runner right here. Look at the defense right here from my man Brandon Mayfield. Beautiful swattage from him. Mr. Mayfield not done yet playing some defense. Look at the steal. This is a little larceny and layup action. Oh, big fella, dunk it for me. I'm standing right there. Come on. Help a man out. We needed it. However, here comes West Hancock coming back in this game, and again, the aforementioned Paxton Harmon, his team down by 10 early on. Harmon drills the 3 right there. And here comes Mayfield again. Beautiful pass inside at that point from Matt Dusterhouse on the interior to Mr. Mayfield. And then it's Matt Dusterhouse doing it of his own accord this time, knocking things down as it would be Unity, building itself a sizable lead. Back comes West Hancock. First of all, it's Paxton Harmon with another runner right here. Then it would be Austin Boyer from the outside knocking down the three. You know what? This game went to overtime tonight, but Unity found just enough in the tank to win it. West Hancock having a rough weekend. 57-53 is your final. Let's take you to the third place game today at the Beardstown Tournament. Big Drake Vermillion, future Quincy University Hawk, and his crew taking on Porta. All about Vermillion today as he had 20 points in the first half alone. Look at the moves. Marty Bell's going to like seeing that. And Marty Bell didn't have a very good day, so we need to cheer Marty Bell up here. More Vermillion, Spinorama. Come on, kid, get a body on the man. Not going to happen. And when he did, it was a three-point play for the big fella. Vermillion misses, and even when that happens, the very athletic Melvin Coney is there. This kid can just flat jump out of the gym. Great bucket for him. More from Vermillion. Nice bucket here on the down low off the glass as well. He was just killing it today. Had 26 total points, 20 of them in the first half. Also, one of our favorite Beardstown kids, Jared Stock, off the nice alley-oop. The big fella getting up and down as Beardstown wins third place in their own tournament, 54-35. Championship today went to Midwest Central, which knocks off a very good North Green team, 56-42. In the seventh place game, Triopia kind of makes up for a bad week and gets back on a nice keel here, winning 61-48. Didn't have highlights of this last night because we had a little car trouble. Liberty and Brown County, we'll bring it to you now. Great game last night. And in the early going, all Liberty in this game. Dylan Wewell with a nice bucket right there. If it weren't for Jacob Wilson, Liberty would have blown the doors off the Hornets. Wilson, one of his best games of the season as he went nuts in the first half with 18 points. Dylan Wewell, though, answering again. Right here off the offensive putback at this point, off the miss right there by my man Wade Murphin. And then it's Wade Murphin doing some work as well with the steal. And he would somehow spin free and get the bucket to fall anyway. Wilson, though, kept his team alive in the first half as Brown County would trail for most of the game. If it weren't for Wilson, they would have trailed by a ton. They kept it just close enough. And in the second half, the Hornets just threw things into high gear, thwarting the Wade Murphin, Eric Berry attack with a lot of Clayton Taylor and a lot of good stuff. Brown County gets a nice win last night by the final count in this one of 63-55. Good win heading towards the postseason for the Hornets. Well, the only way they could get the man into the gym was to lie to him and tell him he was going to be a guest speaker for a Dave Swicegood retirement ceremony. Because Lord knows the only thing Mike Frey despises more than a bad referee is someone saying something complimentary about him within his earshot. And the very notion of a Mike Frey tribute night at Southeastern High School would have sent the highly successful longtime coach into a major tizzy. Somehow or another, Southeastern principal Todd Fox and the good folks at Augusta pulled off the ultimate surprise last night and punked Coach Mike Frey, and punked him good, suckering him into being the center of all the fuss last night, and well-deserved. The school honored Frey for 2 tours of service between 1976 and 1983, and again between 1988 and 2002 for serving in all manner of positions at Southeastern, both academic and athletic. He was the principal as well. In fact, Mike Frey led 3 different Suns teams to state tournament appearances, volleyball, and both the boys and girls basketball teams at one point or another. There was a slideshow, including pictures of Mike Frey with, like, curly, wonderful hair. Those of us who are follically challenged were very impressed, by the way. Standing ovations and all kinds of adulation for a man a great many of us think a great deal about. And here's the clincher, Mike Frey. Everyone but you was in on it. Your lovely wife, your daughter, your friends, the media, everyone. Take that, Mike Frey. Would have loved to have been there to see the look on his face last night. Plenty more ahead still here on Overtime, including a battle royale at 10th and Jackson featuring 8 state-ranked heavyweight wrestlers all in one bracket, plus a trip to the Bowling Green tournament, and we turn back the Wayback Machine as Bruce Douglas holds court at Blue Devil Gym.